Here at the Greater Arlington Chamber of Commerce, we have over 1,000 members at the Chamber in pretty much any business category you could name. But I'm kind of partial to the ones that offer a product, good, or service that everybody can use. Now, let's be honest, we all like to eat. I certainly do. And today here in studio, we have one of our newer members here at the Chamber and one of the newer businesses here in town that we're going to learn so much about today. Mr. Grant Power is with us today with his company, Nation's Giant Hamburgers. Grant, welcome aboard.
Privileged to be here.
Well, I got to say, I also love businesses where the name pretty much says it all.
Yeah.
Not just hamburgers.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Giant hamburger.
We were founded in 1952, so we're 73 years old, and we did not add breakfast till our second decade. And out of the gate, we bought pies from a third-party vendor, and then our volume got too high, and they were not able to, at the holidays in particular, produce what we needed. So in the 70s, Dad made our own recipes. My dad, Dale Power.
Okay.
And we started making our pies as well. And my wife, who was in the oil industry, actually in Texas, when we got married, she took over the bakery. So it's her team at our bakery in California and our bakery here in Garland. These are homemade pies every morning that we bring in on our own trucks. And yeah, I mean, like you said, the title says it all. We have breakfast all day. Very important. Our burgers, what we sell the most of and what we're best known for. And our pies you will not get a better homemade pie anywhere. I know those are bold words. I know those are very bold Texas words, but those are very true words. And I think one thing that's not in the title that I think really defines who we are is we're open very late, at least till 11 p.m. If the demand's there, we'll extend our hours even more.
Okay.
And we open at 6 a.m. as well. So, you want that early morning breakfast. You want that late night omelet or burger or milkshake. All day, we're there for you. We also think we're very well-rounded. If you want to come in after church, great. You want to come in after prom. All of us went to Nations after prom when we were, growing up as teenagers.
Nice.
So there've been a lot. The amount of people I've met where they said, I took my wife to Nations on my first date. So not a whole lot of restaurants have great value at our price point where it's affordable to the entire population. When my dad founded the company, he said, I want a restaurant where every single citizen can afford it and can come in. I want to bring everybody together. And so I think that's part of who we are as well, where you see guys dressed like us there with their business meetings. You see some people taking the DoorDash orders to go. And you have a lot of construction workers where it's 6:13 and we have that breakfast order coming in because they've got to get back out to building the interstates, which are booming here in Dallas.
Oh, absolutely. Well, first of all, you had me a pie. I'll just leave that right there. But are you also in a position to where people call in advance or go in to order an entire pie? They don't just want a slice. I'll be back tomorrow to get my pie.
Absolutely. So we have plenty of whole pies available. We also have mini pies, which are smaller, more like personal version.
Okay.
And we also sell slices of the whole pies. And I was at our Denton location 2 days ago, and a lady came in and she said, can I get a whole chocolate cream and a whole banana cream, but I'm not going to come till Thursday. That happens all the time. And she prepaid, so it'll be there Thursday at 12 o'clock is what she asked for.
Sounds to me, Grant, like that's someone who'd been there before and was craving a particular pie and it wasn't there, and they wanted to make sure that they got it.
We do our best, especially as a new brand. We're comfortable throwing, we want to have more pies than needed, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Right? So that doesn't happen too often. It was actually her first time in the restaurant. But it's interesting because at Thanksgiving, we do that with thousands of pies where people prepay for Thanksgiving and Christmas. We put their name. It's basically custom order pies for everybody.
Nice.
I love all of our flavors, but we want everyone to walk out with exactly what they want.
I like the small pie you're talking about because my mind immediately went to not my own personal use.
No.
That's what happened. Client gifts. What a great thing to do if you want to impress a client.
Well, the thing I also like
Rolling
about
with a pie.
I think it's great to impress the client. It's also great because we actually have boxes where you can get 4 different mini pies.
Oh, there you go.
So you're getting 4 different flavors. Well, and it's the 4 flavors is really fun too, right? So instead of having to make that hard decision, do I want pecan or do I want chocolate cream or do I want the Oreo cheesecake? We'll get a mini pie of all.
Figure out which one I like and then I'll go back.
Totally.
Okay, you mentioned the store up in Denton. But there's a lot of activity going on. I mean, you have a pretty aggressive goal of building a certain amount of stores in a certain amount of time. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, so we sold our house in California. My wife and I had been talking and praying and thinking about moving to Texas for probably a couple of years. And it got to 2023. And she said, you know what? Let's look for a house. Let's pick a school for the kids. I just think it's time to go. And I totally agreed. And actually, our oldest adopted daughter, she was getting ready to go to law school, and she skipped law school, and she said, you know what, I want to move to Dallas as well and help us take nations to Texas, which is now where our headquarters are in Garland. So we have Arlington and Denver open. We are going through the permitting process in Saxe for the fall. Sunnyvale we should open in May. So those would be the first 4 stores this year. Any brokers out there, any landlords out there, we would like to open 4 stores in 2026 as well. So we would like to be an 8-store restaurant by Thanksgiving in 2026.
Do you like to go into existing locations? Are you a ground up guy? I mean, does it just depend on what's going on?
Our dream, I mean, so Arlington, it was actually, I'll tell all our customers, we spent $1.7 million remodeling Arlington.
Goodness.
So we wanted to come into Texas with a bang and have a huge store, which gives us a lot of, so like if you want to do a fundraiser, if you want to have a private party, we have a huge store there where, we can make it your own restaurant for a couple hours. It's an amazing way to raise funds for any organization. We do fundraisers all the time where 20% of all the sales, we cut a check the next day. You raise money and it's your restaurant. We do all the work. We'll make you feel very special. And it's a great way to, whatever your community involvement is, it's a great way to raise money for that organization.
You're here, and I've been to your location, for those of you who don't know. Southwest Arlington, pretty much Cooper and I-20, directly across the street from Parks Mall.
You must be from Arlington originally.
Born in fact.
Yeah, that.
You had me a pie. I can sniff a pie out wherever it may be. And the fact that we have a great restaurant with great pies here in Arlington is just a bonus.
Yes. No, well, to go back to your question though, we wanted our first one in Texas to be a bank, so we went very expensive in Arlington. We wanted to have the facilities. We do a lot of catering now at that restaurant, so we wanted one big training store for the area. Denton was also new construction. Our dream is second generation. It's just easier if it's already zoned for a restaurant, if you already have a grease trap.
Sure.
It
Speeds up the process.
absolutely. And I think another important point here is the first 4 Texas restaurants are franchise restaurants in my business partner's company. So it's very unique business model where we had corporate restaurants in California, but we brought, and people should be proud of this, we have 20 employees in the company who are owners in this group.
Nice.
And we have several local Dallas individuals who are owners in this group. That's just kind of who we are. We're very family oriented. So we are hoping to sell franchises to mom and pops. So if you live in the Texas area, now for a mom and pop, if you get a second generation restaurant, it's a lot cheaper opening, right?
Yes, yeah.
But we're basically all the above. I honestly feel we have the best pie in the world. Our ingredients are amazing. That's Philadelphia cream cheese for the cheesecake. That's Guittard chocolate for the chocolate cream. That's Granny Smith apples for the apple and the French apple. So we want as many stores as we can have. We are selling franchises to third parties in California.
Okay.
And so if somebody says, wow, I'd love to own my own restaurant, I'd love to be part of an organization where we can have great personal relationships with the ownership company, and they're going to support us and train us, and they already make the pies for us. We'd like to do all of the above. So I think my business partner and I would like to see 8 stores. I came from Northern California. He came from Southern California. Both of us and our wives are dying to become Texans.
Nice.
Actually, my wife came out and she was looking for schools, and we have 3 boys and then a girl on the bottom. And she called me up like the second day, and she's like, you know what? We're moving just for me to get Texas daughter-in-laws. She's like, that alone is reason. She's like, I want them married. She's like, these have been the sweetest, kindest Texas gals. She's like, we want 3 of them coming into our family. So we've loved the move. It's been exciting being here. And in terms of the build out, if you can save money, that's good for everybody.
Sure it is.
But we've got to have a store where it's beautiful and up to our standards.
So, and again, we keep talking about the pies, but I don't remind everybody, it's not just pies.
No, absolutely not. No, I mean, the burger, our beef is absolutely amazing. It's never frozen. Our produce is actually, I didn't, I'll concede this. I didn't know Texas grew a lot of onions, but our onions come from Texas.
Nice.
And we have amazing onions from Arizona and Southern California that we use in California. These are tastier. Amazing onions. We cook the burger to order. We have the cowboy burger with onion rings if you want it. Our top seller is the bacon cheeseburger. You want grilled onions or regular onions. You want light on the sauce. You want no tomato. And actually, one thing we haven't mentioned, I know we're in Texas. We're more of a beef state. Our wild salmon is amazing. My mom flew to Alaska to pick out the fishery. This is ocean caught wild salmon. Friends should not let friends eat farm salmon.
Okay.
Which is 95% of salmon. It's not healthy. It's loaded with antibiotic. Doesn't even taste particularly good. A wild Alaskan salmon is one of the 2 healthiest proteins in the world, and it's delicious. And if you want a salmon burger, or if you want that salmon with your breakfast at Nations, or if you want to copy my wife and get a lettuce wrap salmon, a lot of people can't do the gluten. I think it's one of your tastiest, best value offerings in the entire Metroplex.
Can I have a salmon omelet?
Absolutely.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
joking.
No, you can. Absolutely.
So in a
Yeah.
perfect world,
Which I think speaks towards who we are as a brand.
well, it kind of does, but
Yeah.
take it a step further. I could come in, have a salmon omelet and a slice of key lime pie for breakfast.
Absolutely. No, and you'll have your sugar, you'll have a little bit of protein from that pie, and
And then I go back home and take a nap because I ate too much. So that may or may.
or you have an extra cup of coffee and you call it good, and no one
Okay.
knows any better. Yeah.
Well, we're so excited to have you guys here in Arlington. We're certainly excited to have you as members of the chamber. I'm just curious, have you been involved with chambers of commerce before? Is this a new thing for the business?
I've spoken to a couple chamber meetings in California.
Okay.
Usually when we open a restaurant, we join the local chamber. We in Lodi, California, for those of you who like Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know if you know the song Lodi. The Lodi, right? So my dad was at the ribbon cutting with the Chamber of Commerce there. It's South San Francisco, which is right next to the airport in San Francisco. We opened in November, and my dad was there as well, and with the Chamber of Commerce for the ribbon cutting.
Nice.
I have great respect for the Chamber of Commerce. I don't think we talk about job creation enough. I don't think we talk about private sector job creation enough, where you're not burdening the taxpayer, but you're expanding the tax base. I'm very proud to say this, so I won't hesitate. But I think if you create a business and you create jobs, there are fewer things in life that are more satisfying than that. And I don't think we give enough honor to entrepreneurs who have to take the risk, who have to cut the check, who have to believe in the community, that people are going to embrace their product and give them a chance. So I love the Chamber of Commerce
Good.
to facilitate the American dream, which is owning your own business, but beyond that, rapid career progression. The two go together.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins. No, and you take a look at an industry like the restaurant industry, we're incredibly proud of the fact that we have the fastest career mobility anywhere. I remember I was a young gun interning at Panda Express in Southern California. And my boss, I was in the real estate division at the time. He moved on to the operations division later. And he said, I love that some of my best operators, no college, they've been in the company for 3 years. They have an amazing work ethic, and they have a company car, and they're running 45 Panda Expresses in a certain area. And they have great people skills. They work their tail off. They cover their bases and look at the career and look how it's thriving. So that only really happens in a lot of retail industries and especially restaurants. And that only happens with organizations like yours that we're very proud to be part of.
Well, the way we sum it up, quite frankly, here is together we succeed.
Amen.
We look at it, and we're really big on buy local, shop local. Is a big part of the chamber.
Yeah.
But chamber wouldn't be a chamber without members like you guys. We're in our 80th year now.
That's absolutely amazing.
So we're doing something right.
Well, I love your word together. I think when you're in hospitality, you almost get a endorphin, off of someone walking through the restaurant, having a good experience, saying goodbye. I think every human being's sacred. I think every human interaction has meaning and purpose. And I think when we talk about a mental health crisis, which is very real, fundamentally, I think people don't have enough meaningful human interaction.
Fair.
And I think when we had lockdowns, when we went remote with a lot of stuff, we're meant to hug each other. We're meant to bond over that cup of coffee. We're meant to have eye contact. I love when you customize your order. It's not just us getting it right, but it's us messaging. We want to get it perfect for you.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? All of that might sound subtle. I don't think collectively it is.
No, it means the world. Not all restaurants can say that. And it's so refreshing. And I'm talking as a consumer.
Yeah.
To have restaurants like that. So we're out of time today. I appreciate you coming in. It's just exciting. We'll be keeping an eye on you. And I want to give a shout out to your daughter, because as soon as you got to town, maybe before you were open, you participated in the Arlington July 4th parade, which is a big deal around here. So the fact you came to town, you immediately got involved with the community was very impressive. And the fact that you have pies that I mentioned, I love the pie, is even better. So thank you so much for being in Arlington. Thank you for being a chamber member, and thank you being here with us, because I can just tell you get it that together we succeed. So we appreciate you.
Amen. Well, we're honored to be part of your organization, and it was a real privilege to come here today.
Thank you very much. Hey, folks, thank you as well. We love all the members here, but like I mentioned, come on, the ones that make great food, especially pies, are a little bit more special here. Thank you all for being with us. We look forward to catching you next time. Take care.